What up, dude? Welcome to the Boss Up Ball Out podcast, your home for organic debate about Detroit Lions news and rumors. It's your man, Kurt Steele. Now, the last time you saw us, we did a show on 3 free agents that the Lions should resign. Well, guess what? We're going to do a follow-up. Today, we're talking about 3 Detroit Lions, the players they should not resign. So 3 free agents that should not resign. But please do us a favor. Like the video, share the video, and comment on the video. If you enjoy the content, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. We are on our way to 3,000 subscribers, and we're currently at 2,742. And we now have channel membership. So go over and check that out on the homepage. It's another way to help us grow this channel. Now it's time to bring in my co-host for today's show. Of course, we all know him, and all the ladies love him because it's in his name. Because he's that lady's pet, the men's regret. You ain't seen nothing yet. The highest player from the Himalayas. Yaktown don't back down from my boy LL Cool Torrance. What's going on, my man?
What's up, everybody? Happy Monday morning.
Man, and y'all know who it is, man. Because if you don't, let me tell you what he do. Man, he coach kids, he cook meals, he cut fades, and he'll run you a fade because he got them hands, man. And if you need a rhyme, he might write you one too because he's a battle rapper as well, man. It's the hardest working man down there in Jackson, Michigan. It's the Wolverine Lion. Who?
Just do it all, man. Coach Mike Jones, what's going on, Lion fans?
All right, so if you're new to the channel and you don't know how the show works, we look at Detroit Lions news, headlines, or takes. If we agree, we say they are bossed up. If we disagree, we say they are bought on. We give our reasons why we agree or disagree. No hot takes here, just natural debate, our true thoughts and opinions about what's going on with our favorite team, the Detroit Lions, man. Okay, like I said in the opening, man, we had to talk about 3 free agents last week that we think the Lions should resign. We'll go over some more of those guys as well. But we're going to talk about some guys we was like, all right, the Lions should check the deuces to and let them guys ride here in the off season, man. So, all right, so I'm gonna let my man. I let Coach Jones go first last time, man. But I'm gonna kick on over to my man LL. Who you got first, my guy?
Well, hopefully this isn't too a bigger shock out there, but my free agent that the Detroit Lions should not resign is right down there. Well, I messed it up, but safety Ifitu Melifonwu, also known as Iffy. It pains me to say that. Y'all know I like Iffy. We've been a lot of it. Well, I believe all of us up here like him. We've been waiting for him to show something decent. His whole career. Last year he had a much better season. His best NFL season so far. He played all 17 games. Had a total of 33 tackles. He had 3 sacks and 2 picks, and that's all in last year. But that's pretty much all he's done. Those are all career highs in all of those topics. Last year, 2024, he only played in 3 games, and it was a lot of speculation on why he wasn't playing. I remember he was like he was injured or something like that, and they thought it was just a finger, but they were holding him out of games and stuff like that. So I don't, that doesn't normally spell well for a player, if because it might just be him like, hey, I'm not ready to play or whatever it is. I don't really know, but they held him out allegedly for a finger, and he only ended up playing 3 games. So I think the writing is kind of on the wall. Maybe they don't. Maybe they've had it up to wherever with whatever's going on. Maybe I don't know what's going on with him, but I don't necessarily know if he's going to fit in going forward. And outside of the not necessarily being able to have the best ability, which is availability. He'll be out there getting cooked. I've been saying that as well. You put him in there, it seems like they target him. So yeah, man, I think Iffy is one of the ones that we can go be. And it's nothing personally against Iffy, is we could probably improve upon that. Rather that be with Brian Branch taking over a role, or whatever it may be. And it's Rick Straw coming in to play nickel, and now Brian Branch can move over to to just play the true safety, or however it's gonna go. Or it's allegedly some good safeties in this draft. So it's always free agency as well. So I think that if he should be on his way out, what do you guys think about that?
Woo.
Man.
All right, I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna let you go, and then I'll go last. Coach, go ahead.
Mhm.
Man, you know what? You know what? Because you kind of curved it at the very end, I'm gonna give you a boss up. You know what? Iffy is iffy. But you know what? I will say this: when he does get on the field, um, he's on the field. Like he's not. He's never been active in the last 2 years and not been a meaningful impact player. Now he does get cooked a lot. I'm not gonna hold you up. So if because that he only played in 3 games last year, um, if I brought Iffy back, it would be on a 1 year, $1 million deal that will go up to 2.5 million on incentives. Games played, practices, all of that stuff, man. And as you said, LL, I would be looking toward safeties in the draft. There's a guy who comes up to mind, um, named Kevin Winston Jr. He's I believe, out of Penn State. He's a big body safety. There's, he's a probably a day 2 guy. There's actually a couple of day 2 safeties that I would be looking at. There's one who actually fits Iffy's his body mold. He's out of Oklahoma. I can't think of what his name is, but yeah. As a third safety, you're not counted on to do as much and play as much of a heavy role. So I would probably go in the draft and look at a day 2 guy. But I would bring Iffy back, and I would look at a day 2 guy.
Okay, I agree. You know, I see what you're saying, Coach. For my man LL, I'm gonna say bossed up, man. As well. I like Iffy, man. That was my guy. Liked him coming out of Syracuse. Lengthy guy. Switch positions from corner to safety, but best ability is availability, and right now he just doesn't have it. He's been in the Lions for 4 seasons, only played one full season, pretty much. And you look at his career, man, he's spent a lot of time on the IR, and it's not. I have to say, it's the reverse of Levi Onwuzurike, where Onwuzurike was getting more healthy. He had the 1 year had to set out, and then like he was good. And then now you have Iffy, who played a whole season just about last year, and all of a sudden he's playing 3 games. He that whatever calf Achilles injury, and then something else with his hand. So yeah, I hate to say it because I like to keep homegrown talent, but looking at the Iffy and his production, um, and Brian Branch has pretty much supplanted him back there in that safety position. And you look at him, does he really have a role on this defense? Right now, he's a backup. So, and I don't think that I really would want to count on him and his health situation on the Lions this season. So for me, I'm agreeing with LL. I'm bossing up definitely on telling Iffy, I'm going to holler at you. You know what I'm saying? See me in the streets. You know what I'm saying? You can say what up, though, but, I'll holler at you later.
It ain't no disrespect or nothing like that.
Nah.
But,
I
think his time here is done, man. Let's see him, maybe he'll sign with the Ravens or to somewhere else and, become stick there, a good defensive team. But I think his time here is done.
Yeah, I think he may even look at going back to corner. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah,
there's a guy in the draft who's kind of in the same bodybuilder as Iffy, and his name is Robert Spears Jennings out of Oklahoma, who's 6'1", 219 pounds.
a big cat.
Yeah. I think he's like on the NFL DraftBuzz.com. He's rated like the 9th or 10th best safety. So he's like he's a day 2 fringe day 3 guy. So that might be somebody you want to pick up and fill in that third safety role. So
Okay, I feel you, man. Hey, like the video, share the video, and comment on the video. All these things help us get this content to more Detroit Lions fans like yourself. You know, we were split on this one. It was 2-1 for Iffy hitting the road, man. I holla at your boy. But you know, let's go on to the next one. All right, I'm up this time. And it's veteran wide receiver Allen Robinson. Let me tell you about what I see on Allen Robinson, man. Yeah. The Detroit Lions brought in that veteran wide receiver through a practice squad signing in the preseason, made his way onto the active roster in week 4, did not play a significant role in the Lions offense during the season. The Detroit native appeared in 12 games, had 7 targets with 3 catches for 30 yards and 3 first downs. That is not a lot of production. Hell, Amon-Ra St. Brown can have that in the series. he had it the whole season. So the lack of production from the 31-year-old veteran wideout makes it a no-brainer for me for the Lions why they should not re-sign him. But here's my thing with Allen Robinson. I can see him coming back on the vet or practice squad, you know, however they say it, with the players that, you know, they have more than 3 accrued seasons. So I can see that. But I think my best option for Lions and Robertson is for him to retire and return as an assistant wide receivers coach for Scotty Montgomery. He fits the role profile of the Lions coaching staff, a former player. He's and being from Detroit, he knows the culture of the city, the team, and the fan base. So I'm gonna say, Allen Robinson, man, you can definitely, you know, stay in the city. You know what I'm saying? But you know, just join the staff. So what do you guys think about the Lions letting go of Allen Robinson?
I let him go. He really didn't do much, as you said, and he's a guy maybe you hang around, like you said, and then get activated for next playoff run. You know, he's one of those guys. You know, maybe he stays in great physical shape throughout the season and practices and stuff like that. But then you got to think, like, how much do you want to put your body through? You know what I'm saying? When you're, you know, getting up in age as a receiver and you've been through, you know, the physical enduring seasons that he's been through, or, you know, he might just be a ring chaser now. You know what I'm saying? That could be, you know, so he might want to sign on the, you know, at the end of the season, or stick around and practice squad and be brought up. So, but I'm with you, Kurt. Nope.
All right, what you got?
No.
Yeah, I agree. Boss up with that. No Allen Robinson. I mean, yeah, no Allen Robinson bringing him back. Yeah, bring him back to the coaching staff. I think it's going to be another similar move out there, like a veteran wide receiver. You know, that maybe like a cut candidate, or just an older wide receiver that we can bring in on a similar type deal and similar type role. But yeah, I think Allen Robinson might be gone. But if they do it, it'll probably be on a super duper cheap ass deal like it is right now. And like Kurt has said or mentioned, you know, bring it back to like the veteran. I mean, to the practice squad on, you know, some kind of special deal that they got for him.
Yeah, I think the only thing that will be standing in the way is that we have a a long-term vet squad wide receiver that we signed to the practice squad every year, and that's Tom Kennedy. That dude is been on the practice squad. It has to be since like 2015, 20. I mean, he's been on the practice squad forever. And they just kind of hold a spot for him. So, but like he knows the city, man, and he knows the Lions. He's been a Lions fan all his life, man. You look at him, man, and I mean, you still have a wide receiver that's on the roster that was he'll probably be a upcoming free agent as well. I'm not sure right now, but you know, you got Peoples Jones still on the roster. So you look at him, you know, he was hurt last year. So yeah, it's not a lot of room for Allen Robinson. I think injuries was the reason why he was kind of like brought, you know, signed to the active roster, but he just still didn't play that. You know, you can't use him in special teams. He's kind of older. He's not fast enough for the special teams. And like you're gonna put him out there as a gunner or anything like that. So yeah, I think it's just time for them to check the deuces to my man Allen Robinson. And again, no disrespect, man, because I ain't gonna disrespect the native, you know what I'm saying, a native Detroiter, you know what I'm saying. Michigander, so I ain't gonna tell him to kick rocks, but I'm just gonna say I see you when I see you, big homie. All right, hey man, like this video, share it, video, and comment on the video. It gives us content to more Detroit Lions fans like yourself, man. Now we got one more. A lot of people. This is kind of going to be a controversial one. That's kind of save it to the last because a lot of Lions fans are fans of this dude, and there's one play that stands out that lives in NFL and Detroit Lions lore where it was like, man, what the hell were you doing? Coach Jones, man, come to the stage to talk about Kindle Vildor.
You know what? And I'm gonna start off by just bringing up last year, right? When he came in, he was like, he might be the one to save us. Remember when he came in at the tail end of the season, we were like, okay, he's playing decent to be, a cornerback too. Then the playoffs came. And he was starting to get exposed every playoff game. And then everybody knows everybody knows, and it just seems like everything's been downhill after that. But Kindle Vildor, actually he did in spots play decent last year. He would get cooked, he would look like, man, and then all of a sudden he'd make a couple plays and he'd be like, I don't know who the hell this guy is. So with that being said, I'm not re-signing Kindle Vildor. Because if you have a guy like that on your team hanging around, then that means your team is not good enough in the quarterback room. Now if I did re-sign Kindle Vildor, which I don't know why, well, I would bring him back as a cornerback 5. Maybe maybe a practice squad player, but there's just so when you got so much young talent, there's the draft, there's free agency. I just can't see why you would keep Kindle Vildor around. You came in 2023, you did good during the season, filling in the back end of the season, but it's just your stigma. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know how certain players like Kindle Vildor is like Nevin Lawson to me. He like the same shit be happening to him that happened to Nevin Lawson. Except for Nevin Lawson just couldn't turn his head around. But yeah, man, I can't do it. Not my right consciousness. I just can't do it. Can't do it.
Nevin Lawson, the Aurier, all them cats. You kind of let them ride. All right, what you got, LL, on Kindle Vildor?
Yeah, man, of course, man. That's a big boss up. I agree with that. There's people out there that, will tell you that he wasn't as bad as we think he is by the numbers and all of that. But, I think the number 2 eyes that I have on my face said otherwise than that. But, something similar with Iffy, not the same, of course, because, Iffy been around a lot more longer. But just in the sense of let him find someplace else to work to play football. That's it. He comes in, he becomes a target, and it doesn't necessarily look the best. So and I agree with I agree with the point that Coach Mike said that if he's playing, then you probably in trouble. Like you've gotten down to the studs of your defensive back room. You ain't got much going. You ain't got much else going on. So. Let him find some place else to play football and bring in another guy to fill in that space. Let's let somebody else try it out.
Low key, LL, I seen the shots fired. I seen it. I seen it. I seen it. I seen what you said.
What you mean?
Never mind. We talk about it off camera.
Yeah. Yeah, I have to agree. I'm a boss up on Kindle Vildor as well. Really, when he was healthy, when you brought Dorsey in, he played better as far as at the end of the season. It's when he got hurt, than Vildor was filling in. And then you have more versatility with Dorsey, playing in the special teams, being a returner and then being like a gunner. So Vildor, I mean, I can't say that he didn't have some good plays, but it was more often than not that he was getting exposed. So you know, he was a weakness in our secondary because they were picking on. I mean, even that one play where they threw that interference flag on him, which was clearly not interference. You know, he was just playing good coverage, but more often than not, guys that he are covering are getting open and they're picking on him. He became a liability in our secondary. You know, once all those guys kind of went down, they kind of look at him and say, "Hey, I know I can pick on this dude." You know what I'm saying? And they kind of like switch from targeting Terrion Arnold to targeting Kendall Vildor. It just became one of like
one thing that really, like, if you look at it, it seemed like Kendall Vildor was always confused on whether it was man or zone. Like it, like his like, because you look and the cushions be just too damn big on man coverage, and then when it's zone, it seemed like he like
be way off,
just barely get beat. Like you know what I'm saying? Like they just find a way to get behind him. You know what I'm saying? And then he, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, it's like you don't know what's going on. Like,
and I think for this season, he was kind of mixing up some of the players from the previous season when we played a lot of zone. And then now that when he came to 2024, we were playing more man, and he was just like, dude, do you remember the defensive call? I mean, I just didn't see the confusion because and shout out to Val, what they call the blind ballerinas back there in the secondary, because he was just looking lost. He was like, you said, he was looking over his head, man. Like, dude, if you got to look over your shoulder, man, you already beat.
What you doing in practice? Like, are you not practicing? Do you not know like what the setup is this week? Like,
are you not doing any type of film study on yourself? I mean, like, watch yourself on film to see what you're doing. I mean, I'm not trying to do. Sometimes you got to watch yourself to see what you're doing wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, sit down with the clicker and just look at your plays. Look at the many times you got beat, and like, okay, I need to adjust this, because sometimes I understand you're gonna watch the film on the opponent, but a lot of times you need to watch the film on yourself to see what the hell you're doing wrong.
As they say in Detroit, I know it's an old school term, but that boy be on bold business.
he out here bold.
Oh man, hey man, like the video, share the video, and comment on the video. All these teams kept the Detroit, keep kind of getting Detroit Lions fans just like yourself. We got a combine coming up, man, definitely. But there's one kind of a take I want to get you guys to kind of comment on before we get out of here. I don't know if you guys saw it where Albert Breer was talking about Myles Garrett the other day, and he was saying like his best fit for Myles Garrett is the Detroit Lions. He's saying like the Detroit Lions are in a space where they can say F those picks, because he's like, they're not going to have a lot of rookies make the team in the next couple of seasons because of the rosters are pretty much set. So just give your thoughts on Albert Breer saying the Detroit Lions should be all in on getting a player like Myles Garrett, and give me your thoughts on, is it possible now with the salary cap going up? So I'm going to let LL go first, because I know coach I know what coach's stance is, but I know he gonna give us the real. But what you got, LL, on Albert Breer's take on the Lions being the best fit for Myles Garrett if he leaves Cleveland this year?
Well, hopefully I give the real too, but no, I don't. It's like a bunch of different ways from that. Some of them I don't really care about, because it's like, man, what about Zadarius Smith? You know, ever since we got him, we've been saying let's wait to see him with Hutch. But I understand he ain't Myles Garrett. So you know, no, he not at all. But I don't know, man. As long as it'll work, you know what I'm saying, bring him in as long as we can make it work. It really all depends on Myles Garrett, because I know a lot of people that are speaking for him are saying, oh, he's going to want that $35 million a year. He's going to want that blah, 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 blah. And I think that if that's true, then, you know, what he kind of doing double speak. You can't, you know, say, hey, I'm happy, you know, thank you, Cleveland. I just want to go win, but I want to be the highest paid as well, because a lot of times that don't come hand in hand. You know, this year the team with the most cap space is the Patriots, so that's who's probably gonna give you all that you want, a big long-term contract and a chance to, play with a good defensive line coach and stuff like that. But they probably ain't gonna do much winning. So I don't, there's gonna have to be sacrifices, on both sides. Lions gonna have to give up whatever they're gonna have to give up, man. Myles Garrett, gonna have to give up whatever he's gonna have to give up. But just I don't I would say go all in. I ain't really F them picks because everybody say F them picks like we trading every single one of our picks. We might end up trading 3 or 4 picks, and then we have other picks, and then this is the time where y'all's friend, where y'all always tell me I trust in Brad Holmes, so he got other picks to do stuff with. I even have enough faith in him to do that. So some of y'all out there, like him a lot more than I show, I guess. But so I think, I guess to answer the question, I would love it, of course, if we made a move for Myles Garrett. With the salary cap going up, that should calm some people's nerves on, we ain't gonna be able to bring back so and so. We ain't bring back so and so. Or we ain't gonna be able to. If we trade our draft picks, we'll never be able to draft again. That kind of sentiment. So
yeah,
it with the salary cap increase, of course, that makes it more probable. I still don't really know if it's gonna happen, but of course, I'm in love with the idea of bringing on somebody like Myles Garrett.
Yeah, I mean, and from what the rumors are, they are out of Cleveland that they don't want to trade him, but if they do trade him, it will not be in the AFC. It will be in the NFC. It will be to an NFC team. But all right, Coach Jones, what you got, man? Let's close this out before we get on out of here.
Albert Breer, shame on you, because you know what? I know you be watching. Because the last segment that we kind of did Myles Garrett back-to-back days, kind of, and on that second day, I said myself, we in that 2-year window where we can say F them first round picks, and I seen Myles Garrett coming here. I even gave reasons why. I said, man, he probably even got to sell his house. He only about 3 hours away. And stuff like that, man. But of course I'm with it, man. Like, who wouldn't be? Who wouldn't be with bringing Myles Garrett in? And you know what? I think that Myles Garrett is willing to take a pay cut. How he says he wants to out of Cleveland, not because of the money, because the money is good over there, but because he wants to win the championship while he's still physically able to make a contribution. So because of that, I think Myles Garrett is willing to waive a few dollars. You know what I'm saying? That's how you got to say a few dollars. You know what I'm saying? I think So I'm with it, and I believe it. That's a boss up, but that's a look, Breer. At least shout out the show or something. Tell people to look, leave a link, something. I mean, come on, man.
I feel you. All right. For real, for me, yeah. I mean, if you can make that move, make it. I mean, and improve the team. You see that down at Super Bowl week, you see Myles and Aiden chopping it up. So of course, I would like that 1-2 punch of having Aiden Hudson and Myles Garrett. It's still a pipe dream right now because we haven't seen Brad Holmes make a move like this. Not saying it's not possible, but like I said, looking at the situation and looking at, it's going to be hard for any rookie to make this team. It was hard for rookies to make the team last year. I mean, you had the higher draft picks to go. We're going to make it the first 2 guys, but but you have some guys, man, that they really had to look at, and then they couldn't. If once they got in, they didn't make any really contributions. Like Giovanni Manu, he really did. He was down the list, but he didn't really make any contributions. Christian Mahogany was, he did his thing. Saying with a Strebo, how you call him LL, but it's gonna be hard for a rookie to make it. It got even harder with the contributions from the rookies last year. It's gonna be even harder this year for a rookie to make this roster, unless it's like an edge rusher or something like that. So, looking at this team, man. Because we have a lot of guys coming back from injury, so it's going to make it even harder for for younger guys to make this roster. So I agree with you wholeheartedly. Yeah, man, let's go ahead and make that move, man. But hey, if you haven't done so already, make sure you follow the crew on your favorite social media platforms. My man, Coach Joe does a great job over there on Wolverine Sports Talk and some of the shorts on this channel. I post content from this channel on all of my social media platforms. And my man, LL Cool Torrance, man, you know how he gets down, man. He be over there farming, what I'm saying, them yams, what I'm saying, he be having his farming gloves on, his overalls, man. So make sure you go check him out over there on his Instagram page, man. doing his thing, man. And you might catch some other videos, man. If you're a fisherman or something like that, you might catch him over there throwing the pole in the lake, man. But otherwise, man, of course, you know how it gets down on Thursday, man. It's always Thursday on Thursdays on his Instagram page. All right, man. Time for party shots for today's show. LL, you up first, my guy. What you got on this Monday?
Shout out to y'all, man. Happy Monday. Shout out to is it Lauren Vander Esch, if I'm saying his name right, if I'm getting the right guy right with his Michigan Panther show or his Michigan Panther content. I've been checking it out. I ain't been in there as active in the chat as I have been a couple of times. But shout out to that guy, man. Michigan Panther season coming up soon if y'all out there. Check him out, man. But have a great Monday and have a great rest of your week.
Yeah, my man, Lauren Vander Esch, man. That's my guy right there. All right, thanks, LL. All right, Wolverine, what you got for the people for today on Monday?
I wonder if he's related to Leighton Vander Esch, the linebacker. But I just want to say, man, Combine's coming up. Draft talk is finna heat up. Football for you true fans, man. Football is year round. Football, you don't never sleep on football. It's always draft and free agency and coaching moves and roster moves, and it's always so much stuff going on that this team, or not the Lions, but a team could be completely different looking when you start next season. And don't be that guy that tunes in like, wait, what happened to him? Why is he here? Why is he here? And how come that coach is here? Just stay tuned. Stay tuned. Tap in to your football content. But if you're a Detroit Lions fan or you're a fan of NFC North or just football, period, tap into the Boss Up Ball Out podcast.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, all right. So for me, thank you for starting your week out with us right here on the Boss Up Ball Out podcast, your home for again a debate about Detroit Lions news and rumors. Thank you for starting your work week off with us, man, on this Monday, because Monday's gonna be a little rough. Hey, make sure you're spreading that joy at work. You never know when a small word, kind word, can go far from someone's day. If you are having a bad day, do not ruin someone else's day. And you know what you got to do for your man, Kurt Steele. Whatever you're doing in life, you got to boss up, ball out, and be the best version of you that you can be. From my man, LL Cool Torrance and Coach Mike Jones, this is Kurt Steele, and we will holla at you real soon.